We're going to get into it. Real versus fake. I am a real investor. I've been doing this for a very long time, and so I think it's good for you guys watching, whether you believe me or believe Pace or whatever. You need somebody to give a perspective, and you're going to get my perspective. You're also going to get AI, right? Artificial intelligence. I'm going to take myself a little bit out of the equation so you can kind of scrutinize his words, his claims. Highly exaggerated individual. I don't trust people that exaggerate their claims. I'm going to take a look at Pace Morby's YouTube page, right? You go in here, he's got this introduction, you click on more right here, and this is what you got. And I'm going to read this to you. Yo, I'm Pace Morby. Professional real estate investor, entrepreneur, visionary, father, husband. I'm married to the most beautiful real estate agent. We have 4 children living in Phoenix. My goal every day is to do dope shit. Now, right off the bat, I find this very odd that a guy that's 40-ish, yo, dope shit. He's already a pretender. This I don't believe is persona, but I think this is, like Grant Cardone, he's got this persona he does. I don't think it's who he is. It's to appear to be somebody that you're not, but there's always a reason for that. But this is what I really want you to take a look at right here, because this is what caught my eye. Look, I'm a building contractor and I'm a real investor. I've been doing this for 40. I've been investing in real estate since before Pace was even born. So I want you to read this with me, okay? This is Pace's words, this is from his page. I've done over 7,000 renovations in the last 10 years. Bullshit is what I say. And I'll tell you right now, Pace, if you can prove that, I'll donate $10,000 to any charity you have out there. You prove that. I don't think you can. I don't even think it's possible. But let's go ahead and check with AI. I want to get some perspective. AI is such a wonderful tool. If someone claims to have renovated 7,000 homes in a 10-year span, how many renovations would that be per day? That depends entirely on the definition of renovation. Oh, actually, we'll let AI read it too. Let's let AI read this.
That depends entirely on the definition of renovation, but if it means a standard remodel, like a kitchen, bathroom, or whole home flip, no, that figure is not humanly possible. It is almost certainly an exaggeration or a redefinition of the word. A rate of 1.92 renovations per day means completing nearly 2 entire projects every single day, including weekends, holidays, and Christmas, for 10 years straight.
So think about that. 2 a day, right? Even AI immediately. But this is what people, I always say this to my students, right? And I've got the most successful students on the web. I don't think there's even a mentorship that even comes close to my success, not even close. But I'm a real investor. Makes a difference when you're dealing with somebody real as opposed to somebody that's pretending to be somebody that they're not, or pretending to have skills that they do not have. And I never exaggerate. To me, it's, if anything, I downplay the profits that I've made, and I downplayed the profits of my own students too, because I think it's inappropriate to try to extract money from people based on exaggerations. I won't do it.
The logistical impossibility. A typical home renovation, like a gut kitchen remodel, takes weeks or even months to complete, involving multiple phases: demo, plumbing, electrical, inspections, drywall, cabinets, countertops, and finishing. To finish 2 projects every day, a company would need to manage an unbelievable pipeline. If their average project took just 60 days, they would need 120 projects, 2 projects per day, times 60 days, running simultaneously at all times, every day, for a decade. This assumes they never have delays in permitting, labor shortages, supply chain issues, or inspections for 10 straight years. The only way this is possible. This number is only feasible if the term renovation is being used very loosely to mean something much smaller, such as apartment turns, a large...
Yeah, the bottom line is it is a redefinition of the word, and I don't even believe it. Say that you've done 2 a day, every day, for 10 years. I think we know what he's been doing for 10 years. He's been flying around the country advertising all the different stuff, and he's been marketing. There's no possible way. Just anybody with half a brain can figure that out. But Pace, love to interview you, and you can explain yourself or explain this. The other thing with Pace is I've seen him actually tell 2 stories completely different. $100,000 discrepancy. And when somebody tells a story with a $100,000 discrepancy and they describe it as the most important story of their life, it just brings nothing but doubt on him. So I'm going to show you Pace's actual sub 2 page, what he defines as a success. So this is his success page, right? Click on success, and this is what you'll get. You get these folks here. So you go, oh, wow. People, I think people look at this and they don't even read it. You'll see why in a minute. So you got all these people. Oh, wow, so much success, right? Looks pretty good, right? But there's a huge disparity in what success is. Let's take a look at this gentleman here. We'll just watch him for a second.
Hello. Hey, my name is Mamadou Diallo, and I've been in the software mentorship for 3 months now, I think. And prior to getting into this mentorship, I was already trying to do real estate. I say trying because I've tried it all. I was taking the steps, doing the calls, going on Facebook, asking questions, going to YouTube, learning stuff, and just try to take, imperfect action. And I think 8 months in, trying to do it by myself and trying to figure it all by myself, what happens is I almost gave up, right? I got tired of it. I got frustrated. People taking advantage of me, especially on Facebook. A lot of people talk a lot of stuff saying they know a lot of things that they don't know. And
I think it just happened again. Anyways, you can watch this stuff for yourself, but in the end, what you'll see is
he's always over delivering, always giving more than what we paid for. And the best thing is, it's for life, baby. Let's go.
All right. Anyways, you can make of that what you want, but there was no success or profit or money actually spoken. And now here's another student. I'm not even going to play the whole thing. I don't think you could bear it.
So, if you get a chance, I'm telling you, don't hesitate to join, because it is worth it, completely worth it. And, we're all here, all of us that are a part of the sub 2 mentorship. We're all in this. We're also coming back and forth into the creative financing page also. And we're here to help you guys if we can. We Paces definitely have that, to help each other, to give. And I think that the atmosphere and most of the people that we have connected to within the group within these last couple of days have taken that on. We've helped each other in there, answer each other's questions, and we definitely want to extend that to you guys.
So you got a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing, trying to help each other, okay? This is a giant adult kiddie ride of nothingness. And of course, she doesn't mention making any money, of course, but this is the success. If you define this as success, then, you're watching the wrong channel, okay? So when you go to my success page, this is what success looks like. There's the building that this gentleman bought. Probably made $2 million a day he bought that. This gentleman here.
Yes, I'm close on it now. I'm painting now, and don't have probably another 3 weeks, and it'll be listed. Should make at least 100.
Tom here. Okay, and he's talking about 100,000, not $100, by the way. But guys like this, this is one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. Is my students are making money. Here's some of his stuff. His first 2 deals, 100K profit. He made, I think, 13,000 on the first deal, 100,000 on the second deal. Always try to underpromise and overdeliver. And since that video that I just showed you, this guy Shane, he's made 2 more deals and made another 200 and some odd $1,000. And that's inside of a year, 18 months. First 7 months, he made over 100 grand. This gentleman here, all these guys, they're showing you the property that they bought, the money that they made. It is a stark contrast from what you're going to see when you go to a Pace Morby testimonial page. And so now look, I'm going to show you another testimonial. Again, just watch.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Decided to make this video just to encourage everybody who is thinking about or on the fence of joining Pace's Sub 2 program. Just do it. For real. It's so worth it. It'll blow you away. The value, if you thought Pace was bringing value in the free Facebook group and the free stuff he does all the time, I'm telling you, you'll be blown away. He's doing about 30 hours or more of Zoom calls a week. You'll be busy with all the modules, involved in the Facebook group, talking with people. It's just incredible. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I've never been a part of anything like this in my life. Before joining, I was kind of scrambling everywhere, thinking of, ways to get in real estate. I didn't know where to go, what to do, and joining this program has completely excelled my performance in real estate. Within my first 2 weeks, I had a deal under contract. So it's just incredible. I'd encourage all you guys to join it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd love to talk to you guys.
Well, I wonder if he'd talk to me. David Hedges, if you get this, call me up. I'll interview you. My guess is you haven't made peanuts, okay? Otherwise, you would have mentioned what you made here. And not taking anything away from you, David. I think you're excited about what you got in, but I got a feeling you were probably, like a lot of students I've talked to, not successful. Now listen to this guy. Here's another. And again, these are from Pace's success page. These are people that he put on, had sent in their videos that he is saying are successful. This is what success looks like. No mention of money, no mention of profit. It's always deals. There's never anything specific. But I mean, most of these ones that you're seeing, they're just, it's obvious they've never done a deal. He's got a contract. This guy's, listen to this. Just listen.
I found out about Pace 2 weeks ago. And today, I'm meeting him in person. Just gone down the rabbit hole, literally watching all his videos, and it's amazing, mind-blowing. Sub 2 is crazy. Looking to get my first property within the next 30 days, hopefully. Cool. Definitely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you see, again, what do they all have in common? Hopeful to make money and very naive, uneducated in real estate, right? And that's what people always say about Pace. He never likes to talk to anybody. He doesn't like questions. He doesn't like questions. In other words, he just likes to talk. And when you're talking to people that don't know anything, it's easy to ramble on, and people think, oh, wow, this is amazing. This is fantastic, because they don't know any better, right? It's like, if you ever talk to it's like talking to a doctor. He's going to tell you about brain surgery. You can sit there and listen and be impressed how smart he is. But the fact is, if you don't know anything about, or lack a lot of common sense, you can't even discern that guy might be bullshit. Maybe he's not a brain surgeon, right? I just want people to get some perspective here. Again, these are my students here, and I got many, many more than this, but every one of these testimonials, like this gentleman here, he actually made $15,000 on a trailer before he got in the class and made a couple $100,000. This gentleman here, Eric, he bought a trailer park for $80,000, sold it for $880,000. So we're talking about a millionaire right here. One of my students there is a millionaire here, millionaire over here behind me. Herb here made $100,000 on his first deal right here. You see Herb up there, just off my ear here, over here. And Rich, again, these are real, okay? I would just encourage you, I watched all the Paces, all of them. He had 90 minutes worth of what he called success, which I would call failure. And this is success. You want to see real success? Go here, you'll see people that have made, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars in land, houses, commercial buildings, industrial buildings. This is real success, and this is what you get from me. When you get into my class, this is really what defines me against the fakes. And believe me, most of the people out there are just full of bullshit. But, I've got a long history. This is basically my portfolio from between 19 and 30, right? This out in California. And you can see all these blue dots represent properties that I bought. And that was all before I was 30, right? And now here I am, years later. And now you kind of get to what I have now. Again, same thing. Look at everything is near me. Everything is close to me. A lot of people in the PACE class, I bought 15 homes just in a single neighborhood, right? The types of assets, right? These are all houses. We all know what houses look like. I can show you just about anything you want to know about every kind of property that you drive by. Those are the kinds of properties that I bought and that I've been making money on. I bought 3 houses, rolled those 3 houses, made $1.5 million on those 3 houses, and I bought this building. And this is what is possible, and this is what my students are doing. They're retracing my steps. It's a teachable skill. It's 100% doable. And I just urge you, if you're interested in real estate, you really have to use your head. You really have to use your head. If you're going to get mentorship, mentorship is fantastic, but you got to have a real mentor. You got to have somebody that has real experience. All these properties, every one of these properties you see in this screen here, I've owned. I personally negotiated, purchased. I'm the one who reaped the benefits. and you want to, like, here's a property, I bought this property, that's an industrial building. Paid $240,000 for it, sold it for $1,725,000, made about $1.5 million on that one. Apartment buildings, I bought these 3 apartment buildings. I bought these, right? It made, I don't know, over $1.5 million between those 3. Here's an office building I still own today, right? That's 16,000 square foot office building on a great street, beautiful building. School across the street I own, I still own. Another 20,000 square foot flex space, that's this building you see right here. Like I say, look at how close everything is a rock's throw from each other. That's why I tell people, listen, you can make a fortune right in your own neighborhood, and that's really where you want to do it. And this idea of making partners and friends and just having a yak attack, it's screen time, you're wasting your life away to be sitting there communicating with people that are in different states that are looking for, whatever. They're looking for help with the down payment, looking for help with the deposit money. It's just absolutely nuts. I urge you to look very, very hard at anybody that pretends to or claims to have expertise. If you want to get a hold of me, go to FlipAnythingUSA.com, and you can go here. You can watch the success page. In fact, do that. Watch the success pages and watch his, and then see if you think, see if somebody's got something that you really want or not. But I'd love to hear from you. And you can always hit here, go to apply for mentorship, fill out this little tiny form, like 4 fields there. You do that, you'll get a text back from me or you get an email, and I'll be happy to have a free phone call with you. And I charge a lot of money for phone calls, but I'll have a free phone call for anybody that applies for mentorship. And there's no guarantee that you can get in. You can't just buy your way into my mentorship. You actually have to show that you have common sense. You don't have to have a bunch of money. But I'll tell you what, the more money you have, the easier it is to get up the ladder. But I started with nothing, so I know you can too. Before you get out of here, be sure to get a copy of my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. It's been a bestseller on Amazon, it's on Audible, it's on Kindle. Spend $10 before you spend $10,000. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. See you later.